Prime Minister now finally confirmed that he will lead for the government in the debate on the Hutton report?
As I said at the weekend, the details of the debate, whether there's a vote on it, who speaks on it, will be decided at a later time and announced in the normal way. He will have to be patient, but I can assure him I have absolutely no intention of doing anything other than leading the government's case on this issue. That is important, and I look forward to doing so.
I'm very sorry, Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister can't give a straight answer even to that question. Last week, the Prime Minister said he was looking forward to the debate. Now he's got cold feet. When the Prime Minister was asked by Sir David Frost on Sunday about his use last week of the word totality, he said it meant everything that's been said, not just taking one bit out here or there. Now, does that mean that some bits out here or there of what the Prime Minister said on the 22nd of July weren't true?
No, it doesn't at all. But what it does mean to say is that when we have a report that is going to be published, as we know, within the next few weeks, it is sensible to wait until the report is actually published before we debate it. And what is perfectly obvious from everything the Right Honourable Gentleman has been saying in the past few days is that he intends to prejudge the report. I don't intend to do so.
No, that won't do, Mr. Speaker. That won't do. I'm asking the Prime Minister about what he said in this House 7 days ago and what he said in a television studio 3 days ago. And let me put to the Prime Minister this very, very simple and straightforward question. When, on the 22nd of July, he denied authorising the naming of David Kelly, is that a statement he stands by, or is that one of the bits out here or there that he wants us all to ignore?
No, it isn't. But what is important, as I said before in this House, and I say again at the weekend, as I said again at the weekend, let us wait for the report. And it may not do for him, I'm very sorry about that. But in my view, when we have a report that is about to be published, what most people will regard as sensible is wait to make our judgments until the day of the report itself. And what is perfectly obvious, not least from the 50-page document put out by the Conservative Party a few days ago, is that they intend to make up their minds now. It really doesn't matter what the report says. They have already made up their minds. I will make up mine when the report is published.
But the Prime Minister hasn't answered the question. It's a very, very simple question. And the answer, Mr. Speaker, is either yes or no. I'll give him another opportunity. On the 22nd of July, he was asked, "Why did you authorise the naming of David Kelly?" And he replied, "That's completely untrue." Does he stand by that statement, yes or no?
I stand, as I have said on many occasions, by all that I have said in relation to this issue. But I believe the judgment on it should await the inquiry report. After all, the issue that is being raised is precisely the issue that the inquiry is looking into. Let it look into that issue, and let us then have the debate, the statement and the debate, on the basis not of what the Right Honourable Gentleman says, but on the basis of what the judge says.
Does the Prime Minister have the faintest idea of how much damage he's doing to what's left of his reputation by his refusal to answer this very simple question? He hasn't answered the question, and the whole country knows it. I will give him one last chance. And I will carry on asking this question until we get a straight answer from the Prime Minister. On the 22nd of July, he was asked, "Why did you authorise the naming of David Kelly?" And he replied, "That is completely untrue." Does he stand by that statement? Yes or no?
I have already answered it. And let me say once again, these are precisely the issues that the inquiry will go into. The judge has all the material that he needs. It is completely absurd for the right honourable gentleman to be raising these issues about my integrity before the report has actually been published. And let me just say this to him, that I hope, since he has raised the issue of my integrity, effectively accused me of telling lies, I hope that if this report, when it comes out, does not find those charges proven, he will have the decency to apologise.
Order. Leader of the Opposition.
If the Prime Minister...
Order. I do not want any shouting at the Leader of the Opposition. Let the Leader of the Opposition ask his question. Leader of the Opposition.
If the Prime Minister takes that view of the charges I've been making, why on earth hasn't he answered today the very simple, straightforward question I've been putting to him? Isn't it the case, Mr. Speaker, that this afternoon the whole country has seen just how desperately dodgy this Prime Minister's position has become?
I think what the whole country has seen is the total opportunism of the right honourable gentleman, who is prepared to say that we should make judgments about this before the inquiry report has ever been published. Yes, that is precisely what the 50-page document of the Conservative Party has done. And I could only say that what we all know in this House, isn't it, is that on the day of that report, he will stand at that dispatch box and call for my resignation. He will do that whatever the report says. And I only hope the effect... Yes. And I only hope...
Let the Prime Minister answer. Prime Minister.
We know that he will do that, and I only hope the effect on my team's performance will be as dramatic as the effect on Mr. Houlier's team performance when he called for his resignation.
Ian.